Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to A Better World with Adrienne. I am so grateful that you are here, and I'm so excited to be dropping in with you for this episode, for this transmission. As always, I'm so grateful for you giving your time, your energy, your attention to invest and listen in this podcast. These are your greatest resources that exist, and it means a lot to be creating such a powerful grid of light when we come together and go deep into the ancient codes together, go deep into what does it mean to birth a dream in such a fated time? What does it mean to steward New Earth? What does it mean to be an integral part of building a world we're proud of? So, thank you so much for being here. I'm pretty much delighted to share today. So, on the altar for today's podcast, I set an altar for every single episode. I have red roses on the altar representing the divine feminine, representing Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, which are very different frequencies. Mother Mary is extremely, she's the mother. She is the divine parent, and she is really in that like caretaker role. Mary Magdalene is a caretaker. However, she's more of a, I would say, fierce oracle, like in a forward-facing public leadership role, whereas Mother Mary was a fierce oracle. I mean, Immaculate Conception, for God's sake. Um, she was more the living embodiment, whereas this is how I experience the energies, anyways. This is my perception. Mary Magdalene, she not only embodied it, but she was a great teacher. She taught alongside Yeshua. So we have red roses on the altar, really representing passion, love, this rose line, this matriarch Magdalene line. And the color red is really representing the passion and the heart and the root chakra of safety. And at the time of this recording, we are moving into the spring equinox, which is it is the astrological new year. It is the blasting out of the gate after long winters, and this spring is springing, right? It's associated with Aries energy. And here in New Earth Elite, which if you're new here, New Earth Elite is this movement. It is a fleet of souls activating unconditional excellence from the ancient codes to really birth paradigms, new realities, solutions, inventions on repeat in our world. And we leverage divine timing here, which means we study astrology, we study the patterns, we learn our blueprints so we can co-create with our unique soul essence and the blueprint that creator has for us in divine timing. So Aries season is all about passion, it's all about heart, it's all about bold moves again and again and again. And if you are interested in going deeper into this work with me, you can pause, go to the links in the show notes. I have a few key things happening in March of 2026 you're going to want to know about. I'm also going to speak on them a little bit more in depth at the end of this episode, so stay tuned. This is the energy on the altar, and let's take 3 deep breaths together to just ground and land our energy, because the more you stay in your body, the more you will be able to access the innate wisdom in the GPS of your soul. Your body is literally a natural GPS system for what are the correct things and the correct moves and the correct direction and all of the answers you have in life. Really, if you have a fine-tuned ecosystem in your body, which is why I work so deeply with my clients on physical health, their holy habits, food, nutrition, workouts, hydration, all of these things that a lot of people overlook, especially in the spiritual space. It's like Your health determines your connection to creator. It is the essence, that your body is a house for your soul. If the house for your soul is out of whack, you can't access the true wattage of your soul. Your soul is literally a piece of creator. Therefore, you're out of touch with creator. Therefore, you're not living at the highest timeline possible. So, dropping in with the breath is a very simple, easy way that we can just delete. I want you to stop scrolling, stop thinking about something else, stop and be here now. Receive the nourishment that is this episode, that is this transmission, that is this podcast, and decide that literally this can and will change your life because you are listening to this for a divine purpose. And when you take this information and radically implement it, that's when it changes your life. So let's take 3 deep breaths together. No matter where you're at, you might be able to close your eyes. You might be driving, not able to close your eyes, but just hand over heart. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Just fully landed in your body and in a state of receiving. This episode is called Receive the Infinite Abundance of Source. This has been my personal prayer, literally every single day, all day, for probably the past 2 weeks. I have been in a state of how can I receive even more from Creator? How can I receive limitless abundance in all forms from Source beyond any preconceived notions about what's possible, about what's realistic, about what's probable? Okay, Creator, God source energy, whatever word you use, whatever resonates for you, you might resonate with the word God, creator, source, the universe, the stars, the cosmos, Mother Earth, nature. Whatever word resonates for you, just insert that when I share today. I've really been playing with, and this idea of play is incredibly important because what I know to be true is that creator's wealth is our playground. Creator's wealth is your playground. It's my playground. It's all of our playground. And we get to be fully resourced from overflow every single moment of our lives. That is our natural state. This idea of poverty, this idea of lack, this idea of not enough, it is all opposite source energy. It's not true. It's a human made construct and it's an illusion that you only create in your life when you believe that's true, right? Whatever we believe is what we create, right? And so a lot of our work together, what we do in this work, and if you become my client, you will really master is this idea of transcending all limitations and all programming of illusions in this physical world so we can manifest and create in the quantum and those quantum creations we can pull it down into the 3D world again and again and again. This is what we do in New Earth Elite. I created New Earth Elite because I created what did not exist. I have not seen a space of New Earth leaders that have mastered high performance. I've seen a lot of high performers. I've seen a lot of spiritual people combining the two for the specific intention and goal of advancing New Earth, one dream, one vision, one goal, one invention at a time, did not exist until I birthed New Earth Elite. And so receiving the infinite abundance of source is in itself a revolution because every single one of us have been programmed that there are limits to what we can receive. There are limits to what's possible. There's limits like oh be realistic. Oh, be this. Oh, like it's got to take time, but when you come back to the truth about creator, to the truth about source, Source is overflowing. Source is wealthy. Source has more than enough for everyone every single day, all day. There is never lack. The only time we experience lack in our lives is when we believe in lack or we're going through a spiritual process of cleansing our soul of negativity to accelerate to a new destiny, right? To accelerate to a new trajectory of life. So I want to share a this message has been on my heart because first of all, I have been having some major breakthroughs in my personal manifestations, and I have been asking, and this is a question I've played with for a long time, and play is such a key word because when you can stay in a state of play, if you want more on this, I have a whole entire podcast episode called The Frequency That Manifests Anything, and it's about joy and play as your deepest superpower. Like, this is not that serious. This is a big, fun game. And when you remember that every single day, then you can really play and then you can really see what's possible. Then you can really discover. Like, I was literally just saying this morning before, it's all about getting your brain on point, which, if you want to get your brain on point, listen to the previous episode called Peak Performance Playlist. Like, full disclosure, I could resell all of that content for like $30,000 and still be undercharging for the amount of value. Like, run, don't walk. If you want to take command of your brain and thoughts and just become a boss of the inner game, you've gotta transcend all illusion, get your brain right first thing in the morning, and then you act from the future. You act from this void. If you want to access infinite abundance, it means you take up permanent residence in the unknown. The place where most people are terrified, you will run to with joy and delight because it is the realm of miracles. The unknown is the best place ever. It's the only place where Creator can blow your mind. It's the only place where you can receive infinite abundance of source. Because every single other thing is the known, which means it fits in the human constructs of what is possible and what's not possible. And the whole point is you're positioning yourself and creating an ecosystem for your life to be a grounding place for miracles, to creator, source, the universe, God to deliver, over deliver to you again and again and again and again and again. Receiving overflow, receiving infinite abundance is our natural state. Whether it's money, which I'm so passionate about speaking directly about money. I was on a call the other day and it was with a bunch of spiritual people, which, don't get me wrong, I love spiritual people. I am a spiritual person. And most spiritual people have an allergy to profit. They have an allergy to a healthy business with fat profit margins. They have an allergy to holding power and stewarding money because of the deep programming. A lot of you, maybe you resonate with this, maybe you took an oath of poverty in past lives. A lot of us did that. And then we wonder why, oh shit, like, I want wealth, but I'm having trouble accessing it. I experienced this in the classical music world where people think it's like a badge of honor. It's like, I'm a good person, so I don't make money. It's so much bullshit. I can't even, and it's just not true because you cannot give if you are poor. So I've been having some breakthroughs in my personal manifestations, and I've just been asking, I was like, how can I open myself to receive even more, even more, even more, even more? And this is something I work with for myself. I get my brain right in the morning, and I get my body on point because a big part of this work is nervous system reset, calibration, and manifestation through the energy field of your body, through the energy field of your aura, right? So what is really important is that I've been asking, and this is a question you get to ask yourself, is how can I receive even more? Creator, show me how good it can get. Show me how good it can be. How can I expand my ability to receive even more? How can I increase my desire even more? Because the limit literally does not exist. And a lot of my clients, so when you work with me in one-on-one Lux, that is my highest touch. By the way, I have one space available to start in March if you want to work with me in high proximity. This is for elite mavericks. You like most of my clients in this space are millionaires, multimillionaires, scaling to billionaires. Like you're already successful. Oh, the biggest part of our work together in these high ticket spaces is how do I increase my desire even more? How do I increase my desire when I already have everything, right? When you quote unquote have everything. There's no such thing as everything. It's a lifelong pursuit of expansion. A lot of people that are already successful, I went through this in several points. It's like, okay, now I got it. Now what? I got it. Now what? I got it. Now what? Right? And it's just expanding your wattage and breaking through all of your fears and all of your guilt and all of your shame about receiving even more. You get to receive even more. So I've been playing with this. Well, how can I receive even more? How can I just open myself up to receiving? And I had one of the most powerful healing sessions of my life with my dear friend and colleague Julia back I think it was like about a week ago at this point, and it was such a deep clearing in my body. I was purging, 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 and all of the messages I was getting in my meditation, what I was getting in my healing with and mentorship and all of that was receive, just receive more, receive more. And so, of course, Creator showed me how I could receive more. I had planned where I'm at right now. I'm, a bit off grid. If you have been with me for a while, you know I travel full time. If you're new here, guess what? I travel full time. In 2026, I am getting a Greece visa and I'm going to be putting down roots there as a home base. So I'm really, really looking forward to that on the islands. And now, though, I'm like pretty far from anywhere where I could like go get a mani-pedi or anything like that. And I stopped on my way home from the gym and I was going to get some hair product and I had planned actually I was going to be driving an hour each way the very next day to go get some, self-care, spa, waxes, all of the things. And I asked off the cuff if this place did those services and it was a complete spa, a very high end one that I didn't know. It was like hidden there and it's super close to where I'm staying. And they had an appointment literally that day. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally doing this. I canceled the other one and I got to go in literally immediately. And then I was just they had this like healing room set up and I was just like relaxing in the healing room and being waited on and like, "Oh, can we get you any more water?" and all of these things and I was like I sat down in the chair waiting for my services to start, waiting for the people to get to that were going to like do my spa stuff. And I was like, "Wow." I sat there and I said, receive the infinite abundance of source. Within 5 minutes, I was able to receive a full spa day in the moment. And they actually gave me a free gift, this like very beautiful, gorgeous, like platinum gold hair clip, which if you know, like I'm a Libra moon and a Taurus rising. I love beautiful things. And by the way, beautiful things are extremely spiritual. They activate your aura and they're part of abundance. Like all of the most powerful spiritual souls and leaders in the world in the ancient times, like the way you dress activates your power. That's why I wear jewelry. That's why I wear rings. I love beautiful things. I love celebrating my temple. Every time I put beautiful clothing on my body, it is a prayer and a thank you to Creator and literally worshiping the Creator within me, right? So it was such a powerful example, this like surprise spa day, because I was like, It doesn't need to take time. Ask and you shall receive, right? And so within 5 minutes, I was back in the healing room. I had no idea I was going to get everything. I had an appointment literally booked that day. I didn't need to travel. It was so easy. I got, all of these gifts, and I was just like, my goodness, receive the infinite abundance of source. And so when I'm sharing all of this with you because your greatest, all of our greatest access point to the next level, which I don't care if you where you're at, and we have four quadrants we focus on: healthy, wealthy, happy, and free. Every single part of your life gets to be firing on all cylinders because you're a unicorn, okay? Amazing relationships, amazing money, amazing sex, amazing soul purpose, amazing health, amazing family, amazing environment. Like, amazing, just literally amazing. You get to have everything amazing. There is no limit. And what I've noticed for myself and my clients, and just what I'm sensing in the collective, is that all of us, every time we up level, it's how much can you receive the infinite abundance of source? How much can you receive? How much are you willing to receive? How much are you able to receive? Have you done the work to create the conditions so you can receive a new wattage of abundance, right? So this surprise spa day, and I definitely had thoughts. I was like, oh, well, I had plans to do A, B, C, D, E. And I was like, this is actually more important for my business, for me to sit in the potency of what it's like to just receive sudden abundance into my life out of nowhere, right? And it's limitless and it's infinite. Where in your life do you have, first of all, do you have things come in like this out of nowhere? If you do, you're already operating that on that frequency. If you don't, this is your natural state. So you get to align and refine and break patterns where you are blocking your ability to receive. Now, if things come into your life like this, do you receive it fully or do you push it away? During my treatments in the spa day, my brain started going over my to-do list, and I was like, oh, well, I'll just get home and I'll work a little bit later than I planned. And I was like, no, I'm going to receive this fully. And this is setting the tone for my business, for my company. And guess what? I booked new students in some of my work literally while I was receiving. This is how energy works, okay? And what I've noticed, there's two tendencies for people, and you're either super yin or super yang. And it might have to do with your gender. It might have to do, all of us have masculine and feminine frequency. If you are in a woman's body, you will create the most abundance through feminine frequency. If you are in a man's body, you will create the most abundance through masculine frequency. I'm not going to get into that. And what I've noticed though is that there's two tendencies. You're either super go, 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 do, do, do. So you're giving, giving, giving. A lot of people give from lack, though. They don't believe they're enough, so they're over giving, right? That's very, very different than the idea of I am fully resourced. I'm receiving the infinite abundance from source, and now I just want to give because I'm so inspired and joy. And you can feel it instantly in your body. You can feel instantly if someone is giving from a space of neediness and lack and like, oh shit, I don't have enough. Or if someone is literally just overflowing with source energy and they're like, and yes, and yes, and yes, I'm just in the flow, I'm in creation, I'm in the magic. And then there's the yin. There's people, and you're going to notice which one you tend toward. There's the people that tend to stay back and they're more in the receiving mode. All of us, like, you lean back, you're not really taking much action, like you're more in a magnetic frequency. However, what a lot of people in this tendency do is you're lazy, to be honest. You don't make moves. You're like, there's an entitlement that can come with that. So we all have tendencies, right? It's about synergizing this energy. when you increase your desire, when you're like, yes, I'm ready to receive the infinite abundance of source. If you're ready for something, that means you are not it, right? It's I am. And increasing your desire means you've got to have the ability, the capacity to do it, right? If you want to call in your soulmate, however, you don't have any room in your calendar for dates, you don't have the ability or the capacity you don't have the emotional, mental, physical space or abilities. Ability is mastering a skill set, it's mastering a frequency. That's a huge thing we do here in New Earth Elite. Wanting something, being worthy of something doesn't mean you have mastered the skill sets to receive it and create it. There's very two different things, right? And when you are actually worthy, when you actually know and live your self-worth, you show up to master the skill sets like because you are worthy of the real deal. So it's about increasing this desire, increasing, because the limit does not exist. The limit is a human construct that is bullshit, that is not true, and it's a lie, and that's why it feels bad. That's why it feels bad. You're not here to be limited. You're here to be limitless and make that limitless potential your real reality every single day. So, this is the architecture of worthiness, right? The architecture of worthiness is you have the structures in your life to be able to receive what you are innately worthy of as a child of the stars. Your job here on earth is to build the structures to hold your worthiness, to hold what you are worthy of, right? That reflect your worthiness. So if I hadn't done a lot of deep inner work on myself, like for example, even like I would say even in 2020, I would not have done that last minute spa day. I would have been like, "Oh, this is too much." Like I got to go figure out when it's going to be in my schedule, blah, blah, blah. And especially since I'm working on the energy of receiving, because for me, my tendency is I do a lot, right? I'm someone, my comfort zone is taking action. Not all the time. I'm more deeply uncomfortable when I'm in a state of leaned back energy and I'm getting better at all of it. And this just it was a test for me because it was like, "Oh, Adrian, are you going to receive this miracle fully or are you going to just go do the old pattern?" Right? So, it's just expanding this, but it's this architecture of worthiness. And it's the location of manifestation that must exist. If you think about all of the abundance that you desire, infinite abundance, $1 million is not a lot of money. 10 million, 100 million, a billion, 100 billion. There's literally no limit. The reason why I speak about Elon Musk so much is because it's not about anything other than he shows that all of the limits most people live by are bullshit. Because all he does is have a mindset where he doesn't believe in limits. And this is actually why you hire me. It's a huge reason why my clients and you, if you are called to be my client, will hire me, is because I don't believe in limits. And so all of the excuses and limited thoughts that you have allowed to block your blessings, block the receiving of the infinite abundance of source in all of these different ways in your life, they basically die when you hire me because I just don't believe in limits. And so we shatter all of those, all of it in the cells of your body, in your subconscious mind, in your brain. And then you can actually receive infinite abundance because you are in an infinite mindset. You are in an infinite body. You are an infinite in your heart, right? You're blasting away of all the bullshit. So, receiving the infinite abundance of source is your biggest job. Your biggest job is to receive from creator. And here's the thing. When you focus on receiving from Creator, everyone and everything else in your life you just see as a portal that source flows through, right? Like if a powerful man takes me on an amazing date, am I receiving from that man? Yes. And I'm receiving from Creator through that man. Just like this surprise spa day. It's like that what I received from all the people at the spa, but who told the people at the spa to do all that stuff for me? Creator, source. So your biggest job is to create an unconditional bond with source that even when you forget, you come back to no matter what relentlessly. And you keep expanding your desire. You keep increasing your ability to receive the infinite abundance of source. Abundance means overflow. Abundance means excess. Abundance means you have way more than enough. And there's more than enough to go around. Lack and scarcity is a lie. Poverty is not normal. It's a human construct of oppression, okay, that we rise above. The whole point in this lifetime is to rise above. The only way we're birthing new earth, the only way you're making your dreams is rise above, rise above, rise above. I don't care how successful you already are. You probably have more fear from losing that success than someone who doesn't have anything. I've been speaking to a lot of my clients. I'm like, you're riding your own coattails right now. You're literally riding your own coattails. You've got to unclench your grip on your past success and innovate and embody risk and go and go and go and go and go, right? Because that's how you receive the infinite abundance of source in wealth, in relationship, in love, in freedom, in time, travel, all of the most amazing experiences in this life. You are meant to have it all and be it all. And it all comes down to your ability and choice to receive the infinite, limitless abundance of source on repeat, 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 and expand it at every single layer of your path. So reflect on this, journal on this. If you want to go deeper into this work with me, this is the bedrock of all of the work I do with my clients. So I will have just I'm doing a Pisces pensive breath work on the 18th of March live. If you listen to this episode on that day and there's still time to join us live. The link will be in the show notes. You can also catch the replay. I am doing a 30-day Aries Audacity training room for Aries season in 2026. This is a 30-day New Earth Elite Frequency Mastery experience. It's a YOLO experience. Aries energy is the background frequency all the way till 2039. And so we're doing 30 days together where I'm doing audio coaching Monday through Friday. You're going to receive a couple key breathwork masterclasses with me, and you're really going to master what is it like to be the embodied fiery leader of your life relentlessly and really pioneer and pave a new path and just master what does this frequency mean for literally the next 13 years. It's extremely powerful. Two deeper ways you can work with me. These are not for everyone. These are for the creme de la creme. If you are the elite unicorn seeking high proximity unicorn spaces of healing, knowledge, skill, astrology, high performance, breathwork, nervous system, reset, in-person activations on sacred land, there are two ways that you can go extremely deep with me. First, one-on-one Lux mentorship. I have one space available to start in March. This is where you and I lock arms one-on-one for 6 months or more. And it is the most extreme upgrade and collapsing of time in your destiny and you achieving your soul potential and dreams that exists. Like, what we do in one-on-one work in 6 months together is what most people never do in 20 years, 30 years. If you're looking for that accelerated track that fuses high performance with deep spiritual mastery from the ancient codes to advance your mission, this is for founders, mavericks, visionaries. Apply through the link in the show notes. I literally cannot wait to welcome you into this space. I have one spot available for 6+ months. I have one spot available for a 1 month immersion. And finally, the Greece Atlantis activation is happening in June 2026. Exactly 3 months from now, at the time of this podcast, we will be in Greece. We will be on the Greek islands together on sacred land in 6 days of deep activation. This is not a trip. This is not a vacation. This is a soul pilgrimage. Astrology, reclaiming your past lives of Atlantis, rewriting the scripts of all of your cellular fears about what happened during the fall of Atlantis, adventures on the land, breath work, shamanic healing. My private chef is coming. This is for 10 souls. If you are interested in this experience, apply through the link in the show notes. It's invite only. Again, this is not for everyone. This is for the unicorns, the mavericks. This is for the fully, fully, fully committed. Like you love hopping on planes to change your life and you are feeling really called to Greece. So the link to apply for that is in the show notes. I can't wait to welcome you into these elite, amazing, life-changing spaces. March is a month where everything changed. It's a key opportunity for you to make moves. So make moves, get in the room with me. This is where we take the ideas from the podcast and make them real in your life, like you actually live them out consistently and they become who you be. So the link to everything is in the show notes. I would love to have you. And yeah, I just love you. I will see you in the magic. Go out there, be the change, be the light, be the real you. Make a stranger smile. Share this episode with someone you know is committed to their highest potential in this lifetime and is committed to creating insane abundance in this lifetime. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.